Peace and harmony, family. This is Amber from Amber's Magical Garden and Small Spaces in Zone 9A, Hot Vegas, Nevada, where today, on June 8th, 2021, the temperature is literally 87 degrees. Now, I don't know where 87 degrees came from. We've been having triple digits. My plants have been suffering. I've been suffering. Well, not really suffering, but yeah, I don't like all that triple digit heat. But yeah, today is 87 degrees. Last night I was able to open the windows, sleep with the windows open. It was very nice. But yeah, it was just interesting. So anyway, today my video is about covering. I'm in a group on Facebook. It's a Let's Farmer 73 Grow Group, and my brother Lev Farmer 73 and his wife Lady Led have their own channels, but they're very, very informative on all things growing and survival. Not survival in the sense of they're in a tunnel somewhere with the flashlights on and that's it, but just everyday life stuff. Very good people, very good channel. You should check them out. But anyway, someone in our grow group was talking about heat. They live in Arizona and they're wondering about Arizona heat. Sorry about that. They're wondering about Arizona heat and how to protect their plants. Now, as you see, for those that are familiar with my channel, this is Vinny, my grapevine, my red flame grapevine that I've had for 2 years, and he's not produced not one grape for me. When I bought him, he had grapes on him. He has not produced any grapes for me. So I'm thinking, if you take care of the soil, the plant will take care of you. So I'm really thinking that it's the pot that he's in, as well as the soil might need to be a little bit more loose or well, I feed him, so I give it fertilizer, but I think it's the soil and the pot. So it's my fault. But bottom line is, Vinny is vining, and he's along my balcony. And as you can see, he's being hit by the sun right now. The edges on Vinny are very brown, right? Matter of fact, there's some dried leaves right here and right here from Vinny because of the sun, because of the Vegas heat. Okay, Arizona is the same way. Just because we're in zone 9A, every zone is different. You can be in zone A in Nevada, and you can be a zone 9A in, I don't know, Kentucky. Okay, just throwing it out there. It's probably not zone 9A, but just go with me. Kentucky weather is different. The intensity of the sun is different. The climate is different than here in southern Nevada. We have very arid, dry heat and air. It's very intense. And so our plants are not going to do the same here in this zone 9A as in other zone 9A. The zones, or knowing what your zone is kind of a guideline, so you would know what your soil conditions and the weather would probably be in your area. But as far as like a biblical, that's it, that's all, you're in zone 9A, no. The heat here is more intense than in most other places, as well as in Arizona. So just like you see here on just like you see here on my Fresno chili plant, this leaf, hear that? That leaf was dried out because the the sun was hitting that particular leaf. My other leaves are doing okay because I am using a covering. Now, normally I have this as a covering, right? And that's to scare off my birds. That's my pet snake. I had to figure out where to put them, and so far since I've put them up there, the pigeons have not come here. But nonetheless, I use this thing. I pull it off. I unravel it because it's on a board. But I pull it off and I just pull it over and then tie it off here. And that way it has covered the range of the things that I have planted on my balcony. It worked to an extent. But I was thinking to myself as I was deciding what my summer wardrobe was going to be this year, which I'm probably going to be wearing a lot more white, because white reflects heat, or in direct, like it lessens the intensity of sun. So as I thought about that, and I was changing my filters that I got from my apartment complex, it was a very hot day, and this is Peaches. She was suffering really bad. She was kind of like the Fresno chili leaf I just showed you, and no leaves. But I took the filter and I just put it over her while I was in the closet. I'm in my apartment. Remember, it's Amber's Magical Garden, small spaces. But while I was in here changing the filter, I put it over Peaches. And these are all her leaves. This is all Peaches. All that. Not Peaches the fruit, but the leaves. The name of my tree is Peaches. Okay? And literally, she had like 2 leaves. 3 leaves. And then summer came. And it was like, oh my goodness, she's not going to make it. So I'm saying that to say this. You don't have to go get some extravagant. If you want to go build a wind tunnel or something like that, you can. If you want to get a awning, something you put like an awning, but I'm an apartment complex, but nonetheless, but something like a shield. I have some neighbors that have some stuff like that. Like my neighbors over there, they have like a black cloth over their balcony, and I have other neighbors that have other things. But if you want to go invest in something like that, you can. I'm not knocking it, because ultimately that's what this is. But what I have found is something as inexpensive as a air filter that you can get from Walmart. These are the cheap ones too. They're not the expensive ones. I have an expensive one over there that I purchased, but this one is the cheap ones. See? Like you can see through it. You can see the tree across the way through it. So I don't know what it would be filtering, but that's the complex's way of being able to say, yes, we provided them with filters for their air conditioner or heater. But if you go and you buy one that's this big, it's the same price as the one that's this big. And they're inexpensive. They usually are gauged by, the price is usually determined by the mesh and how thick it is, right? These are very thin. Probably maybe $2, $3 per filter. So what you could do is just use a little bit of ingenuity, get a couple of those, and do a makeshift cover for your plants. Now, if you have a tree, that's a different situation. You could do this. I went to the thrift store the other day and purchased that. Now, what is that, Amber? That is one of those things that cover your, not your mattress, but cover the frame. So you know the part of your mattress that's your mattress lays on top of, you usually take your mattress off, put this on, and then put the mattress back on, and then you put sheets and comforters and all that stuff, right? I got this from the thrift store, and the center of it is mesh. So what I do is I hook it here, I pull it over, and I hook it over here, and what it does is it still allows the light to come to the plants so that the leaves can get the light, but it also stops the sun from eating them alive, like really eating them alive. Like this is my okra plant, and I planted this one from seed. I have complained all last year because my okra was not doing well at all. And something told me it likes heat, but it likes humidity. Look at where it grows mostly, like Louisiana, the southern states. So when I did this and created these little chambers, it took off. So now I just have to support this in particular plant is thriving now. Okay? So I just wanted to share that when it comes to the intense heat wherever you are, if your plants are drying out and they're not doing well, you might want to get a cover. You might want to invest in some things and just kind of, makeshift it. Do what you got to do, however you have to do it in order to protect your plants. But I thought this was a really good idea. It just kind of popped in my head, and it's working. It's protecting my plants. It's a tomato plant that I have here, and it's growing all the way up there to my guava plant, just from me shading it. And it's not drying out. I mean, it's drying a little bit, but that's because, I've moved some stuff around. But anyway, like I said, this is Amber from Amber's Magical Garden of Small Spaces. I just wanted to talk on that real quick. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I have some cuttings in here. If anybody was wondering, why does she have a trash bag on her balcony with her? I was just out here watering and filling out my containers, and this actually has cuttings in it. It's a dark space. It creates a humidity chamber. I don't know what's going on in there right now, so it's almost like the womb of a woman with a baby in it. I don't know what's going on in there, but in a couple weeks I'll be going in there to find out if anything took, if I have some cuttings that actually grew roots. So it's just an experiment. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or contact me on social media, Amber's Magical Garden. But you'd probably be better off just contacting me by leaving me a comment in YouTube. Or you can email me. But my email address is so complicated. So maybe not email. I think I need to create a new one. But anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. If this video was of any help to you or value, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that when I give updates on things like my air layering here, or even my macadamia nut here. And actually I have another video coming up very soon. Next month I'll be traveling, and when I travel I'll be going to my grandfather's old house, or my new friends, their house. I think it's JC and Christine. They own the house that I grew up in. And my grandfather's macadamia nut tree, which is now theirs, is still there. And they have already given me permission to go ahead and air layer that tree. And my brother, Farmer 73, air layered his pecan tree just to kind of give me some encouragement and show me exactly how it's done. So I'm very excited about doing this macadamia nut tree. And make sure you come with me on that journey by subscribing and sharing. All right, that's it. Have a great day. And if I can do this, so can you. And by any means necessary. You see where I live. Grow something. Have a great day. Peace.